Dude, I'm just not. I'm having a fucking terrible night.
Dare I say that intro's a banger.
Very much. Very much a banger.
So. What's going on, my culture comrades? Big Drip signing in. I was thinking about it just now. I don't think we really like plugged this like we should have. I'm pretty sure we announced it, but we didn't like plug it. So for anybody who might be confused as to why we're on right now, we're gonna cover the first 2 episodes of Wandavision. They dropped today. I thought they were decent, nothing special, nothing to call my mother about, but I was entertained, and I was feeling the whole kind of 50s sitcom vibe at points. What you think, Jizzle?
Like you said, they weren't bangers, but I stayed up with Nicotina show to watch them. So I'm running on 0 sleep, 0 everything, but I'm still here. There was a lot of Easter eggs there was a lot of Easter eggs for future stuff. There was a lot of not incense. There was a lot of nods to what could be happening, characters that could show up. But nothing, like I said, if you were going into this thinking this is going to be MCU proper, this is not what you wanted. But
not yet.
Yeah.
I think in due time.
For what we know so far, probably a lot more of this. So from what I hear, it's out of the 9 episodes, 6 of them are sitcom-y, and it gets less and less sitcom-y each episode. And then the last 3 are where it really climaxes and changes back to reality, if you will. But there were a lot of Easter eggs for S.W.O.R.D, which is an organization like S.W.O.R.D. There was 2 instances. One was on the helicopter that she finds in the bushes, and the other one was on the beekeeper's back.
Yes. Also, what's his? Oh my God, Abe Brown, I believe. He's one of those he's not even like a B-list hero. He's like a C-list hero. He's a Black Panther, not the same way T'Challa is, but like an actual Black Panther from Harlem, and he works with S.W.O.R.D. And at the end of the episode, he's credited as the director for the. At the end of the first episode, when they did credits for the sitcom show, he's credited as the director. So that's kind of a little nod there too, as well, with the whole S.W.O.R.D thing.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Yeah, I'm not even familiar with the hero. Like I said, he's like a C-lister. If that, he's pretty low on the tier. I read an article after watching the 2 episodes, and they pointed it out. So, I mean, I can't even credit myself for that.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought so. There's also they're the beekeeper. Speaking of the beekeeper, so there is a villain, and his name is S.W.O.R.M. S.W.O.R.M. And the only reason it popped into my head at the time of viewing was because the bees and the beekeeper. I mean, you know what I mean. Yeah. And then Wanda being created by a scientist, you know what I mean, like Von Strucker. Speaking of Von Strucker, there was a couple of Easter eggs for him as well. But the beekeeper, there is a villain named S.W.O.R.M. who was a Nazi scientist, fused his consciousness with like a colony of bees. So I don't think that's the route they're going to be going.
No, God, no.
But so who do you think was Well, okay, so there was also a Von Strucker Easter egg, the commercial.
Yep. Yes.
Remember for the watch?
Yeah. It was made by Hydra.
Yeah. So what this all tells me is that, they're basically she something in her, because when she sees the beekeeper, she immediately turns away and is like, no, no,
We're
and
not
rewinds. Rewinds everything. And then with that, previously with the Von Strucker thing, it seems like her past, maybe she is the one that's doing this to herself. I don't know. That's just a guess, but like it seems like she's hiding something. And maybe it is the fact that Vision is dead. So I'm not. Again, it didn't give away too much.
Yeah, I have a couple of points I wanted to talk on, but I would like to get criticisms out the way first. First and foremost, Wanda's humor, her whole portion of like the jokes and stuff, not working, not hitting at all. Honestly, the humor didn't hit 90% of the time. If there's 10 jokes, maybe 2 of them hit, and they all came from Vision, right? If that, I think they really need to pump the brakes with the whole laugh track and joke every 5 seconds, because they're really like, it's not like your normal MCU joke. It's like an actual sitcom kind of script, and I'm good. I just don't want that like at all. It's not hitting. I don't think it's exactly like, I get the point, but like I'm not feeling it. And off of that, it's also like the time frame, right? Like at the beginning I said like it's not so bad, the 50s thing. Like at times it's enjoyable, but I mean at certain points of it I was like, this is getting a little too real, and I was half expecting to see a whites only sign hanging up at the local park, because it seemed so like they were really in the 50s, right? And see, it's I don't know. I don't like the time setting. I don't like the time frame. Other than that, it was enjoyable. I have a question for you. Who do you think was in the radio? Well, we heard it the first time through the radio, and then you hear it again in the second episode, and it's somebody calling out to Wanda, who's doing this to you? Where are you? What's going on? And my first thought, I didn't recognize the voice. The first thought I had was Cap, but as I kept hearing it, I was like, that's not Cap.
It kind of, no. But I'll be honest with you, it does kind of sound like him, but it's not him.
Yeah, it was my first guess. That was the only one that kind of sounded like.
So I kind of have a feeling that it's going to be Jimmy Woo from Ant-Man, the agent from Ant-Man.
Yep.
The S.W.O.R.D agent, particularly. Okay. He's the one that has Paul Rudd on house arrest.
Yep.
Remember, I brought him up to like let you know that he was in the show.
Yep.
If I were to guess that it's probably Jimmy Woo,
Caden Jimmy Woo too.
Caden says it's going to be Jimmy Woo as well. The voice was like very muffled. Obviously, it's coming through a radio. You know what I mean? So no one can be 100%. Just if I had to guess, I would say Jimmy Woo.
Okay.
I'm kind of interested to see how Darcy Lewis is going to come into this. And like Catherine Hahn. So I do think that Catherine Hahn is doing this.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's any. So there's a reason that she is less scripted, if you will, right? She almost feels like, especially when like she brings Wanda, at first she doesn't seem scripted. She seems like she's an illusion just like everybody else. But the further we get to know Catherine Hahn's character, the more loose she becomes, right?
Yeah.
So she's drinking at the you know what I mean? She has her flask, she's drinking. She's like
shit.
Yeah, she's constantly talking shit about the blonde-haired woman. So that everyone else seems really like sitcom-y, whereas she
seems out of place.
She does. She definitely seems out of place. So I do think she has something to do with this.
Absolutely agreed. I was watching, and I dare I say, I don't want to stroke my own ego or anything, but I think I was onto something with my prediction based off of what you just said. I noticed that as well while I was watching, that Agatha was very much. And again, if if it was just Catherine Hahn was just some character in the show, she wouldn't be Agatha Harkness. She would just be some character, right? Agatha holds too much weight in Marvel in general to just kind of have her there as like a nod or like a hat off to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and so what is her name in the? They call her something different. I think it's Aggie. Or
yeah. I heard them call her Agatha, but I heard Aggie. I think as well. Yes.
No. They never call her Agatha. It's something similar. It's like almost the same. It's like another Agnes. That's what it was.
Agnes. Thank you, Kaden. Kaden's on point, my man.
Yeah. So that was, you know what I mean? So, but obviously, you know what I mean? If I was the one who was doing this to her, like, if I was the one that was putting Wanda in this state of mind, I wouldn't use my real name either. Right? I would be another character amongst the sitcom. I would use myself. And considering that Agatha, so the town that they're in, before we went on live at Nicotina, I was saying how maybe the town that they're in is New Salem, and how, because Wanda and Vision seem like Wanda and Vision, the way that they talk to each other, it's like they know that they're somewhere that, you know, it's like they know on a certain level that they're somewhere they're not supposed to be. They're making references to each other, not knowing dates, not having a wedding ring. At one point, Wanda looks Vision in the face and says, "We moved here to do something," right? And like that line kind of sat with me, and it got me to thinking, like, all right, so like I am kind of thrown for a loop. I really don't know exactly what's going on.
Nor do I. I think it's Wanda created all this, including Vision. She's trying to hold it together. That's why when you see things like the beekeeper, no, I'm good. You're not going to ruin this for me. The pregnancy thing, when she grabs Vision, this is real, right? And she needs his reassurance, even though he's not actually there. I'm 100% convinced that the end of this will show that Vision hasn't been there the entire time. And the only two that are actually there are Agatha and Wanda. Everything else, I believe, is to be made by Wanda. And she's trying to hold it all together. I mean, if you look in her face, when like they did close-ups of her face, I was like, this girl looks like she suffered a family, like her mom just died. She looks like she's been crying for the past 4 days. You know what I mean? She looks stressed out and wear down, and she looks like she's struggling. And that's what leads me to believe that like she's really on the verge of a mental breakdown. And she, you know, what happens when you have reality warping abilities and you have a mental breakdown, shit's gonna get wild.
Yeah. I didn't really look into her eyes or her face or anything like that. So good call.
They kept doing close-ups and shit. And I noticed like she had these heavy ass bags under her eyes, and yeah.
Huh. Yeah. So I mean, Agatha is mostly and I want to circle it back to her because Agatha, for the most part, is I don't want to say vindictive, not vindictive, but she's very like she has the ability to play with you and to she, you know what I mean? Like she is a witch by all aspects of the word, right?
Yeah.
So like my mind keeps telling me that it's her. And like this is even before, like, you know what I mean? Even if I didn't know who Agatha was, right, in the comics, or if I didn't know that Catherine Hahn was supposed to be playing her, like something in my mind was still telling me, like pointing me towards Catherine, right? Why did she randomly show up in the beginning? She like inserts herself.
Yes, exactly. You have a solid point as to, so my really only question is who's doing it? Is it Wanda or is it Agatha? Right? On one hand, like there's plenty of evidence that it's Wanda, and that would be like the first conclusion to go to, right? But on the same hand, everything you just said leads me to believe that it's Agatha doing it, because it's she's trying to keep Wanda in, keep her locked in, and kind of puppet string everything and just let Wanda, because I've never seen, I don't, maybe I'm missing something, but I've never seen Wanda do any of the things she's been doing in this show. like power wise. Like in the MCU, all Wanda's done is fucking move some stuff and get into Bruce's mind. That's it. She's cooking whole chickens. She's making shit appear out of nowhere. She's rewinding time like it's nothing. And we've seen nothing of the sort come from Wanda up until now. So that's what makes me think it might be Agatha doing everything, because we've never seen, as far as we know right now as viewers, Wanda can't do shit like that.
Right. Yeah. So, a lot of, and so ever since the trailers came out and ever since we got our first looks at this show, I've had my main concern as being, I don't know how long of the sitcom thing I can possibly handle. And, it seemed like, the first episode was entirely sitcom-y.
Yeah.
The second episode, most of it was, and then like right at the end, all the color starts appearing. So it seems as if each episode will have a little bit less. But I am very worried that the final 3 episodes might be fantastic. And, the first 6 are just meh, which is not a good look for your first Marvel show. If anything, I don't think it is, because Star Wars has The Mandalorian, right? That show was a banger right off the rip. Everyone loved it. Everyone was in it. Like, this show didn't have that Baby Yoda moment. Yeah. It didn't have that.
Well, it's
Mandalorian discovers a baby Yoda, or a child. It didn't have any of that. Like, I might have started with Falcon and Winter Soldier. Well, a heavy action filled.
I see what you mean. I believe it's because Mandalorian doesn't have this like storyboard kind of structure, right? It's just kind of like, this is the adventure for this episode. All right, that's finished and concluded. Next episode, new adventure. You might see a couple of reoccurring characters, but that's about it. WandaVision, on the other hand, as we can clearly see now that we've seen the first 2 episodes, that there's a build-up here, right? Like you kind of have to, picture it like a loading screen, right? You got to start at 0 before you can get to 100. If those last 3 episodes are straight firework level, 4th of July firework level bangers, then they're good, because that's all we're going to talk about is how excellent those last 3 episodes were. If they are that great, then coming into season 2, they'll have no problems. They've already done the lead up thing. Now they got us all hooked. Season 2 is going to be banger in and out, right? But if those last 3 episodes are like meh, like everything else, then they're in a rough spot.
Yeah. I just, before you start pushing boundaries and testing waters, I would have gone with what you're good at, right? Like, start off Disney, because Disney Plus is a new thing. For us as viewers, getting to experience multiple episodes of an MCU character is new to us, instead of a film. So maybe I would have probably started it off with Falcon and Winter Soldier, given you what we're used to, right? Like an action series, but you're still fleshing out more of the characters, but it's not like you're testing it's not like something we've never seen before. Because WandaVision is completely different to everybody.
Absolutely. But also, everything is intertwining, right? Especially WandaVision for upcoming films. So I think they kind of had to start with WandaVision. But you do have a solid point. If it wasn't all tied together the way it was, absolutely, I would agree with you 100%. It's better to start with Falcon and Winter Soldier, like you said, more action-oriented, whatever. But if because everything is intertwining the way it is, and I'm sure Falcon and Winter Soldier is no exception, they're going to tie to the big picture as well. They kind of had to start with WandaVision. I mean, I'm not like, by no means am I like upset or disappointed. Like, it's exactly what I thought it was going to be for the first 2 episodes. I was 100% sure of that. Yeah. I knew we were going to get at least 2 episodes of the sitcom thing.
Yeah, and I actually after like the first 10, 15 minutes, I kind of got used to it and into it, right? Like, I mean, some of the stuff's kind of corny, right? I mean, Vision being like drunk with the gum inside of him, right? Like, kind of dorky.
That got a lot.
Yeah, it was. I got used to it. Things started like I don't know. All of a sudden, I wasn't having all these expectations, and I just started watching it for what it was. And I think that's when I got a little bit more comfortable with it. I do think it's going to be hard for this series to be taken seriously. If they keep at this pace, people aren't going to take it seriously. So there needs to be a healthy balance between.
Well, that's a great point because like that's a great point because like when you have things like Endgame and Infinity War and Spider-Man running around, like you want to give us a show, you need to stand out. As far as like Kevin Feige and like the big wigs, they're good, right? Because they're getting credited for damn near everything. But the guy who's directing that and writing it, that it's like his show, they need to really like step up their game and bring us something special if they want to be remembered.
Yeah. Well, again, this is all new waters, right? This is all new to the MCU. This is all new stuff. This is all. I mean, listen, I'm grateful that we're actually getting something new to watch from the MCU.
Right. That's right. That's right. Seeing the Marvel logo, it's been so long that I've seen the Marvel logo, the intro on like something new. It was like, it was weird. It was weird at this point. I haven't had any new content since like New Mutants, and that doesn't count.
I think we should all be a little bit grateful, but the whole time I got obviously, the whole time from the show starting till it ending, I think the main question is who is like we've already talked about, who is holding them there? Who's holding Wanda there, I should say, because Vision, we all know, is not alive. So what are the questions that we have for going forward? Who's holding them there, right? Why is this being done to her?
Yep.
And who and why? Yeah, I think those are the two questions, right?
I think the biggest question is, what is Agatha trying to do? Because she's the only one that we can say with confidence outside of Wanda that is actually there. She's the only one. Everybody else, there's a very strong, heavy argument that they're just an illusion, I guess. So it's really, what does Agatha gain? What does she want? What is she trying to get out of Wanda?
Yeah. The bunny that Agatha gives them to use?
Senor Scratchy? Scratchum?
Scratchy, I believe. So there is a villain named Nicholas Scratch.
Okay.
He's the leader of the Salem 7.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Kind of like you have like almost like a kind of like a Blade kind of look to him. Like he wears like a fucking trench coat. Does he look like that?
Language.
Oops.
Blade? He's not. I mean, he's not black.
No. I mean that same kind of like look, like with the leather coats and they wear all black and he has like slick back hair. He looks like a vampire. That kind of look. That's what I mean. I'm trying to make sure we're thinking of the same character here.
No, I don't think he looks like a vampire. He kind of has like the coat that Doctor Strange has, how it comes up.
Yep.
Just look him up because I can't really explain it. He wears purple and green. I would say he looks more like Doctor Strange than Blade.
I meant when I said, oh, okay. Oh, yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. He kind of looks like the Mandarin as well.
But yeah, so him. So yeah. Him and Agatha have, tangled in the past. So I don't know if, maybe the bunny was like a play on words, or maybe Agatha turned him into a bunny. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean that. Yeah.
But so, I mean, it's just a weird choice for a name for a bunny, a random bunny. So
yeah, I thought it would fit more of for a cat. What kind of bunny is scratching people?
Yeah, and I think again we forget about the possibility of this all being Mephisto, because when she impregnates herself, supposedly, if you're going by the source material, when she impregnates herself right there, she was technically supposed to be using shards of Mephisto's soul to do that, right?
Yep.
So I don't know. Is her pregnancy real?
Well, that's
it not real?
That's the first thing I thought of when I saw the beekeeper. That's the first, because I didn't recognize him as any kind of character that I know or have heard of or anything like that. So that's the first thing. I was like, why is he dressed like a beekeeper? But I mean, he crawled out of the sewer. That's the only thing I could think of, is maybe it's like a nod to Mephisto, and they're going for more of a like a modern day Satan vibe, right? He's in like human form type of deal.
He did come from underground.
Exactly. And his face was all silhouetted and whatnot. So I was like, oh, maybe that's like kind of a nod to Mephisto or whatever. Maybe.
I will tell you this. I was getting a little bit of a Truman Show vibe.
I was thinking more of like I Love Lucy meets Bewitched.
Well, I'm talking about Truman Show as in like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah.
That like all these people are there.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like everything, everything's been, it's all scripted, like literally scripted.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
I could be completely off, but
no. You're absolutely onto something, because it's abundantly clear every time anybody even kind of like they'll ask Wanda a question. Oh, where you guys from? And if, like, God forbid they ask a second time, like Wanda freezes up and she gets all nervous and shit, it's because she doesn't have the answer. She doesn't have the script everybody else has. You know what I mean? Even though I'm pretty sure she's the one who wrote said script, but all right. It's another argument for Agatha, though.
Yeah. They brought the mother in from That 70s Show.
Yeah, I know. So that threw me off.
I like that. I started getting tripped out when she was like, when they're at the table, she's like, now, or I can't remember what she was saying.
Stop that.
Oh, stop. Was she saying stop that?
When he started choking. She goes, stop that. No, stop it. Excuse me, stop it.
And just kept saying it. I was like, oh, we're about to get freaky up in here.
Yeah, and that right there is why I shit you not. I was almost like, I was borderline, because it got me a couple times where I laughed, but it was like one of those like, oh, come on, give me a break kind of laughs, basically laughing at them. And that was just before that scene. So that scene really kind of saved the show for me, honestly, my first impression anyways.
Okay. And so that was another moment where Wanda seems to snap out of it and get into she directs Vision to break out, right? She goes, Vision, save him, basically saying, Vision, save him. You know what I mean? And then he reaches down, and for like a brief moment, Wanda's there again. It's not like a sitcom. She kind of snaps into like what she's really, you know what I mean? Her hero mode.
Yeah. And it's another that right there, what you described is another hint to it being, see, there's so many different like argument points that it's whether it's Wanda doing this or Agatha doing it, because what you just said right there, it seems like it's Wanda doing it. right? Making all of this happen, because Vision would have done that on his own. Like, I was thinking that during the scene. I was like, why is Vision just sitting there? Why isn't he doing anything? He doesn't do anything until she says it, which leads me to believe she's the one pulling the strings.
Yeah. And so remember when Quicksilver's Quicksilver's telling the story of the when they were trapped, and the first thing that they saw was the Stark bomb.
Yeah. Yep.
The first thing that we see, was it the first thing? Because I thought the helicopter was the first thing.
It was. Wait.
So okay, regardless, we get a colorful Stark commercial.
Yeah.
So it seems like things of her past have something to do with this.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And it could just be things that, like, I think it's fair to assume that if it is Wanda doing this, she doesn't have full control. Clearly, like I said, anytime somebody puts any remote pressure on her, she begins to crack and things start getting a little out of whack. It's only when she's like nice and calm that everything seems to be flowing correctly. You know what I mean? So I think that I think all those like nods to her past, the Stark, the helicopter, etc., blah blah blah. I think that's just kind of her memories, if you will, kind of manifesting themselves. Because at the end of the day, I'm looking at this as we're watching what's going on in Wanda's mind, right? So like those things, those Stark things, the helicopter, that's just like her memory manifesting itself within. And that's also why I thought that was Cap's voice asking Wanda if she's okay. Because of that, because like, oh, it's just her memories kind of playing themselves within this world she's created.
Right. But so far, as for the show, I would probably give it. So the first two episodes, I would probably give the first two episodes a 7.3 out of 10.
Okay, that's
combined.
Odd number. I'm gonna give it a. I'm gonna go a little lower than that. I'm gonna go with an even 7. And honestly, it's really, I'm only giving it that high of a number because 1, those trippy scenes were really good, and 2, there's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Content here for us, right? For us to make, like, look, we just went a half hour talking about 2 episodes because there's so much questions that are brought up with this show, and that's what I think that's what makes good television, is that you have some questions that you have to keep watching in order to answer.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, so overall I would give it a good score. We'll get into it. We'll probably talk more about it tomorrow during the podcast, but for now, a 30-minute little talk is that'll suffice. I don't think there was too much going on to talk about, but the fact that there was enough to talk about satisfies me.
Absolutely, and that just means we'll have more in the future. So
I'll watch those 2 episodes before I'd watch Wonder Woman again.
Easy. That's not even a question. I would paint my entire house and literally watch it dry in the dead of winter when it takes the longest to dry before I watch Wonder Woman 84 again.
Like, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. It is what it is. Guys, as always, thank you guys so much for coming out today. I know this is a really quick one. We just wanted to make sure we did it. So we'll be doing the same thing each week going forward. We'll try to have like a more solid plan. We'll promote it each week. I think they're going to be releasing 2 episodes per week.
I don't think so. Not with 9 episodes. I think that was just the first. I think.
No, I'm almost certain. Almost certain.
Why?
Everyone that I was with last night said that they'll be okay. But the thing is there's 7 people all saying, okay, we'll be back for episodes 3 and 4 next week. I don't think they would say that if that's not the actual case. I haven't cared enough to look into it, but I don't think they're liars.
And that wouldn't constitute lying. I just don't think if would you say it was 9 episodes roughly, right?
Yes.
If you have 9 episodes, if you ask me anyways, if I have 9 episodes, I'd give you the first 2 because they were a little bit on the slow side, so I get that. You give them the first 2, but then I would like, if it was my show, I would like to stretch it out as long as possible.
No, it is weekly. Why would they say that last night?
It is, right? 1 episode a week.
Why did they say that?
I don't know. That just doesn't add up. Why would you release 2 episodes every week? You would run out of the season would be over in 3 weeks.
That doesn't even make any sense.
And not
okay,
even
whatever. Yeah, so we'll be back.
It's an uneven
each week
number
to do it. Yeah, but I was thinking that the last one would be the finale, and it would be closer to an hour.
Oh, true.
But we'll be back. We will be back this Sunday for the Pop Culture Corner podcast. Make sure you tune into that. We're going to be doing it up a little different on YouTube from now on. The whole episode will get. The whole episode will get uploaded as well on all the audio platforms. But on YouTube, we're probably going to be breaking it up into segments from now on, just so, we catch everyone. We keep everyone happy and, we don't break anyone's attention span. So things will be changing going forward around here. Stay tuned for some updates. We'll be talking about it tomorrow, most likely, on what the plan is going forward. But the Pop Culture Corner is being restructured for your benefits.
Yes.
Yeah, for your benefit. So
yes, yeah, that's the best word.
Yeah, for your benefit. Always for your benefit. Follow us on social media. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And Justice, what else?
Check us on all social media. I'm not sure what you mentioned, but I'm going to go with check us on all social media. That's Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, Google+, your memo on your phone. We're everywhere. You come find us. If you come looking, you'll find us. Check out our website. It's popculturecorner.wordpress.com. Excuse me. Each of us have a couple articles that we read that we're very proud of, and we hope you guys enjoy. So please check it out. If you don't like it, if you do like it, if you hate me, if you love me, if you hate him or you love him, let us know. Talk to us, DM us, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We appreciate you. We genuinely love you guys for watching and interacting and everything you guys do. So we do it for you. We do it for the culture, baby.
For the culture. If no one's told you today, I love you. See you next time.
Pow.